Do you consider yourself a passion-driven individual? Do you find it challenging to embrace new and unfamiliar experiences? Do you believe setbacks are nothing but opportunities to learn? Hello everyone, and welcome to another brand new episode on my channel, Wonder Boho Book Club. Today I'll be talking about the book, Wired to Create, Unraveling the Mysteries of the Creative Mind, written by Carolyn Gregoire and Scott Barry Kaufman. Carolyn is a Brooklyn-based writer exploring the realms of psychology, spirituality, and creativity. Scott Barry Kaufman is an American cognitive scientist, author, podcaster, and popular science writer. In Wired to Create, Carolyn and Scott provide an interesting inside glimpse into the mind of creative people. This book reveals some of the latest findings in neuroscience and psychology and helps us better understand creative thinking. It's also a helpful guide for making sure we are enriching our lives with creativity. Before moving ahead, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Part 1. Creative people thrive on contradictions. Creative people are often seen as messy and irrational. They are constantly in conflict with their own thoughts and emotions. However, although often perceived as an obstacle in itself, this irrationality is also a huge asset in the work they do. A recent study has found that creative people actually embrace contradictions because they need to make something new out of old ideas, which makes them feel alive and engaged with what they do. Also, it was traditionally thought that creativity was dependent on brain power, but recent research shows that there are many factors that contribute to creativity. Creative people tend to go with the flow rather than having an individual plan of how they want to do things. Creative people are not passive. They are not led by a strict structure, but by how the work inspires them and how they interact with it. Part 2. Creative people are passion-driven. Creative people are highly driven to master the things about which they are passionate. They may be passionate about writing, photography, cooking, or any other skill. This passion can drive them to spend many hours on their craft each day as they try to make their work better and more effective. One might wonder where this intense passion comes from. Creative people typically go through an aha moment at some stage in their life. For some, it takes musical or writing. For others, it's doing something physical, like climbing a mountain. It affects them so deeply that it begins to flow through their life in other ways. When creative people get really passionate, they often have a rage to master and go all out in their work to achieve their goals. So, creative success does not become so tedious for creative people because it satisfies their neurological and physiological cravings. Also, they don't have a hard time producing their work because they are motivated by something unwavering. Throughout their life, creative people find that with each day comes a new challenge, and this motivates them to keep going and get through the day. Research has shown that personal passions often start in childhood and can result in passion-driven adults. Those who had high academic success during their childhood but didn't have a professional passion were less likely to be creative than those who did. Part 3. Creative people are highly sensitive. Creative people are known for their sensitivity and perceptive skills. They also tend to be more intuitive and emotionally intelligent than other types of people. Creative individuals tend to notice more items and process more information than their less sensitive counterparts. This extra information is a great source for creating better work, which in turn leads to increased creativity. However, this heightened sensitivity can be a double-edged sword. Creative people are more susceptible to mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder. They may also struggle with self-esteem issues and self-confidence because they often feel that their work is not good enough or that it is not appreciated by others in the same way as other professions. Part 4. Creative people embrace new and unfamiliar experiences. Creative people enjoy new experiences, and this inspires them. These experiences can be anything from a concert to a vacation. Normally, your creativity will be at its peak when you're having new experiences. Research has shown that you don't have to have a high IQ in order to be creative. It is more likely that different thinking, exploration, and engagement with the unfamiliar determines creativity. The best ideas often stem from gut feelings, divergence of thought, and an open mind. People's natural desire to explore the unknown is termed as psychological plasticity, and it can be related to a specific chemical called dopamine. Plasticity refers to the ability of an organism to adapt to its environment and learn new skills. It is a type of learning that involves changes in neural circuits or behavior. The brain releases a neurotransmitter called dopamine in response to challenging, novel, and rewarding events. This hormone helps people with a sense of curiosity, so they are more likely to explore their surroundings. The desire for novelty is a powerful drive that affects our behavior and decision-making. It can be seen in things like gambling, addiction, and even exploration of different cultures. People need to be exposed to new ideas and experiences in order for their imagination to flourish. The more people are able to gain exposure, the more creative ideas they will have, but also the easier it will be for them to process information on a daily basis. Part 5. Creative people love daydreaming. Many creative types have a habit of daydreaming, which can help them to think outside the box and come up with new ideas for their work. Many artists, writers, musicians, and even entrepreneurs use this technique to get in touch with their creativity or create something new from existing ideas. For example, an artist may be thinking about a painting she wants to create when she starts daydreaming about it in her mind. She may imagine what colors she would use or how she would paint it in her mind before actually painting it on canvas. When creative people are able to connect with their inner selves in this way, it helps them to be more creative and intuitive. Daydreaming can help you concentrate, which may improve your ability to do other tasks. It can also help you discover hidden thoughts and feelings, or even deal with emotional problems that might be troubling you. It was traditionally thought that the unconscious and conscious minds work separately, but research has shown that these two processes are not only intertwined, but they actually work together. When the conscious mind is dormant, intuition can take over, which gives it more freedom to operate. Part 6. Solitude spurs creativity. Creative minds rely on solitude to produce their best work. Solitude is a fundamental part of creativity. It gives us space to think and concentrate on our passion without any distractions from other people. It also helps us avoid burnout because we don't feel like we have to put in effort for other people's needs all the time. Creative people don't need constant social interaction because they can draw upon their thoughts and emotions to create something that is unique and meaningful. They need to disconnect from the world so they can focus on what they love, creativity and inspiration. For example, if you want to develop your creative skills, it is important that you find ways to give yourself space and time away from social media and other sources of distraction so you can focus on your work without feeling guilty or anxious about whether or not you're catching up with the latest trends and gossip. Part 7. Misfortunes can foster creativity. Creative people are able to turn negative experiences into opportunities for growth. They don't let the setbacks define them and instead find a way to make use of them. Research has shown that trauma and setbacks often cause people to question their established beliefs and give survivors the opportunity to completely reconstruct their worldview. Recovery and personal growth are very difficult when you have experienced trauma. However, it can also be rewarding and give meaning to that experience, while inspiring you to find creative solutions for the situation. For example, a woman left her job as a lawyer after being harassed by her boss in the office, but she never stopped thinking about the law and how it could be used to help others. She moved on to become an entrepreneur and started her own company that provides legal services to low-income families. Part 8. Practicing mindfulness can enhance your creative skills. Increase creativity by increasing attentiveness to the present moment. It is very easy to get caught up in the past or future and forget about what's happening in the present. This can lead to a lack of creativity and ideas. Meditation is the best way to increase your attentiveness to the present moment and therefore increase creativity. In today's world, the concept of meditation has been popularized by high-profile lifestyle brands and Hollywood stars alike. What they're all referring to is a practice that can help you be more present and live in the moment, which will allow you to create your best work. One of the important things to consider while meditating is the reason why you want to meditate. Determining the reason can help you choose the right style of meditation. For example, focused attention meditation is a type of meditation where you concentrate on one thing at a time, such as your breathing or some particular object you look at. This type of meditation is often used in therapy as a way to help with anxiety and depression. It also helps with focus and concentration. Open monitoring meditation is a type of meditation where the meditator does not control their thoughts or feelings. They're simply aware of what they're experiencing in the moment without judgment or criticism. For creative people, open monitoring meditation has proven to be more useful as compared to focused attention meditation. Part 9. Be more creative by being more flexible. Creative people are constantly seeking new opportunities to break out of their usual habits. They get new ideas by interrupting their habits of thought and behavior. They're able to see the world in a different way and find new possibilities. Some people might equate routines with living life the same way, not taking risks and playing it safe. But psychologists have found that people who find themselves stuck in ruts can develop functional fixedness and end up inflexible when it comes to thinking, which in turn impedes their creativity. However, simple deviations from routine can help you break out of that fixed state. Compared to the average person, innovators tend to dedicate twice as much time to creative thinking. As a result, they're often more successful than the others. Thus, Breaking fixed routines isn't only about disrupting a pattern of behavior that does not create the change you want to see. Sometimes it's more about making a new habit, the habit of embracing change and experiencing new things. Part 10. Creativity and risk-taking often go hand in hand. Creative people are often risk-takers who challenge conventional thought. They believe in the power of failure and the need to be different. They embrace their mistakes as opportunities to learn something new. Creative people have a strong drive for self-expression that is fueled by the desire to find meaning in life. This intense desire is what drives them to create works that resonate with others, whether it be through writing, photography, or design work. Any successful person has had to deal with rejection, and many artists are willing to risk social stigma and even their reputation in order to establish new modes of thought. Conclusion. Creativity does not stem from any one characteristic, type of experience, or set of habits. Sometimes it's the combination of conflicting qualities that lead to mental breakthroughs, often creating workflows and thought processes that are nearly paradoxical in nature. But anyone can be creative. All it takes is a little effort and some good strategies, like finding meaning in tragedy and being mindful of your thoughts. Thank you for watching this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Your comments, likes, and shares are highly appreciated. See you soon in our next episode.